Begin.
Thank you, sir. So, talking about the life in the aviation industry, which we have started our program at Parle University with BBA in Aviation, Hospitality, Travel, and Tourism Management, and
Thank you,
Diploma in
sir.
Aviation Management. So, talking about the life in the aviation industry, which we have started our program at Parle. Let me tell you a brief about our elite Parle University. It's a state-of-art campus situated in Gujarat's cultural capital, that is Vadodara. From the date of its inception in 1993 to the point of its recognition as Parul University in the year 2015, our university has grown into one of the India's leading academic institutions. Parul University is an embodiment of the essence of cultural heritage and diversity with a blend of 21st century modernity. It is an amalgamation of 23 faculties and 36 institutes with a plethora of diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate programs in various academic disciplines, offering a range of over 400 uniquely structured programs designed to suit the career prospects of every student aspirant. The 150-acre lush green campus is home to over 28,000 national, including international students from 56 diverse universities, making Parle University a culturally global destination. As a mark of excellence, the university has been awarded as the best private university in Western India by Praxis Media and Best University in Placements by ASSOCHAM. A multidisciplinary network of expert faculties, corporate ties, collaborative research, and global partnerships provide our students with an enriching university experience, while uniquely shaping up our students to go in the world. This was about our beautiful Parle University. I would like to introduce Mr. Rohit Khanna, one of my mentor.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Khanna. Mr. Khanna has been in the aviation industry for almost 25 plus years. Mr. Khanna, would you like to give a little brief about yourself, please?
Sure. As Anand has already introduced me, my name is Roy Khanna. 25 plus years in aviation. Started my career in aviation in 97 as a ground staff in Jet Airways Mumbai. Became a cabin crew. In 2006, I became a trainer. And from last 15, 16 years, I've been only training. Not only training cabin crew, ground staff, but also on dangerous goods, crew resource management, safety management system. I have upgraded myself by doing various trainings all over the world, and now I also train pilots. So that's a basic brief about myself. Yes, Anand.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Mr. Khanna. So, Mr. Khanna, let's start off with our topic life in the aviation industry.
Yeah,
If you can briefly tell us about your experience.
your voice, Anand, your voice is breaking. Anand, your voice is breaking, Anand.
Hello,
Anand, Anand, your voice is
Mr.
breaking.
Khanna, just a moment.
Anand, I think just log out and log in, rejoin. It will become okay.
Yes, I'll do that. Hello,
Yes,
am I
Anand.
audible now? Is it clear?
Yes, yes, I can hear
Yeah.
you now. Very
Right.
nice.
Thank you, Mr. Khanna. So, Mr. Khanna, the talking about the topic of life in the aviation industry. So, would you like to describe a brief experience you as a trainer, or you when you started off as a ground staff, how it changed your
Okay.
life from to a very professional industry?
Okay. Talking about work-wise, it's a new day every day. Okay, it is not like the same old desktop job where you go and you look into the files, you sign papers, you make your documents and everything. It's a new day every day because you're meeting different passengers every day. Okay, and talking about me as what has changed in my life, yes, I've become very professional. It has taught me a lot of things, how to deal with people, how to talk, how to behave. Actually, it has enhanced my personality, what you can call it as. Okay. So aviation gives you one thing which basically it develops a lot of personality in you because you're going to meet a lot of different kind of people, not only from India but from all over the world. Like you'll have foreigners coming in, or you might go on foreign locations. Like I've been to various parts in the world, not only as a flight attendant but also to do a lot of trainings over there. So you learn a lot of things, and you change yourself, you become more professional, more soft, more kind hearted, I would put it like that.
I totally agree. I totally agree on that, Mr. Khanna. So, Mr. Khanna, you must have seen the ground staff working at the airport.
Yeah.
How is their decorum? How is their professionalism? They deal with various passengers. They do ticketing, checking of the passengers. Would
See,
you like to put a
I
little
would,
light on that?
yeah, sure. See, working at the ground staff, you've got different allocations. One day you'll be at the ticketing counter, second day you might be sitting at the check-in counter, third day you might be working on the ramp. So, every place has its own way of dealing with passengers. Like at the reservations, you're basically inquiring about where he wants to go, what time flight does he want to take. Check-in counters, you're basically talking about his seating and checking of the baggage. On the ramp, it's a completely different story altogether, because there you are not only dealing with the passengers who are boarding, but you're also dealing with the loaders who are loading the baggage of the passengers. So your role keeps on changing, and you have to work accordingly. Like if you're working in the arrival hall, so basically you're welcoming passengers and making sure that the baggage is being delivered on time to the passengers. Or if you're doing floor walking, which is the initial part of your ground staff job, where you'll be doing floor walking, where you guide passengers to counters, you guide passengers to the boarding gate, you solve their queries. So different allocations and different experiences, what actually gives a lot of enthusiasm for a person to work, because you're not doing the same, like what I said earlier. You're not doing the same desktop job every day. It's a different day every day for you. It's a new
I agree.
experience.
I
Yeah.
agree. I totally agree on that, Mr. Khanna. So
Mm.
basically, a ground staff is a person in when you join an aviation industry. Ground staff, it gives you a lot of exposure with various other departments, right? Working with kind of passengers, diverse passengers
Yeah. Yeah.
from diverse countries, domestic, international. So would you mind putting some more light on the duties and responsibilities of a ground staff at the airport?
Okay. Duties and responsibilities of the ground staff at the airport. See, as I told you earlier, we've got different allocations. Okay. If I talk about the airport, when you're working inside the airport, you're sitting on the check-in counter. Okay. So where you are basically taking care of the check-in of the passengers, where you're issuing a boarding card, you're taking his baggage, you're seeing that the baggage is within the limits. Okay, what the airline allows you to. If it is excess, you have to charge the passenger for that, right? Or if there is a wheelchair passenger come in, you need to do a proper check-in. Or a blind passenger who's come with a dog. Okay, we have these seeing eye dogs, what you call it as. Or in case of children, we have to guide them properly. There are a lot of procedures set in place now. Okay, that is as per the DGCA. If you go to DGCA Car Section 2 Series C Part 7, okay, it will give you how to handle handicap passengers. Okay, so there are a lot of things which you learn if you're like working at the boarding gate. So you're making sure that all passengers are boarding the aircraft, or if you're working at the ramp. Now ramp is a place where your work is divided into two. One is the deplaning and boarding of passengers. Second is the offloading and loading of the baggage and the cargo. Especially when you have a BFL for offloading and loading of baggage. That is a baggage freight loader, what you call it as. In layman's language, we call it as the baggage belt. Taken care.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Khanna. So, Mr. Khanna, if we talk about opportunities working at the airport, right, related to
Mm-hmm.
the aviation industry, say, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, working at the duty-free shops, working at the restaurants, there are a lot of restaurants which has come up in the airports. They have been building the
Yes.
five-star hotels. So, what opportunities can we find working related to the aviation at these places?
Opportunities, I would say there is a plethora of opportunities available. Okay. Since now our airports have developed so much, okay, we have a food court inside. So there are a lot of places and a lot of things what you can do at the airport and work at the airport. Okay, like you can be in charge of the restaurant area, or you can be handling the duty free area of the airport, or you have a shop where you are selling souvenirs for passengers. Okay, so opportunities are a lot of them, and since the airlines are growing now, okay, aviation industry in India is growing. I think by 2022 we'll be the third largest industry in India. India would be like the third largest aviation industry, where we'll have a footfall of nothing less than 10 billion passengers. Okay,
Wow, wow, that's a
uh,
huge number.
I yeah, we have something called as an Udan scheme. Okay, now under this Udan scheme, there are approximately eight more regional airlines coming up. Okay, though during this pandemic period, it's little slowed down, but once it opens, we'll have almost eight more airlines coming up. There will be 118 airports more coming up. Okay, and not only that much, there will be more 14 greenfield airports. Now, let me explain to you what is a greenfield airport. Have you all seen the Bangalore airport
Yes, yes, yes.
and the new Hyderabad airport? It has
Yes.
got a lot of greenery around.
Right,
Okay,
right, right.
so those are
Even
the greenfield airports. Now,
Kochi.
yes, the two airports which have already got this permission is one which is going to be built in Panvel in Mumbai, and the second one is being made in Noida, near Delhi. That's Delhi NCR. The Chennai airport is being converted into a greenfield airport soon. Okay. A lot of small airports like Mehsana Airport or Kanpur Airport, Lucknow Airport, like we have an airport at Nasik. These are all gonna be extended, and there will be a lot of international flights landing directly over there also. Because we in India we've got more than 251 airports, but hardly 81 are used. Okay, so most of these will be developed
Right,
and
right. So we
convert
have
most of them. Yes,
yes, yes,
Indore
please, please.
Airport has been already declared as an international airport, right? So a lot of small airports will be developed and they will be considered as international airports.
So we are have a lot of opportunities in the future coming up to work in
Oh
the aviation
yes,
industry.
oh yes. It is indeed.
And as far as my knowledge is concerned, I think by 2025, India is going to be the world's second largest domestic market, aviation market. We
That
are
is
going to overtake
yes,
the United Kingdom. That was really a surprise and a good surprise for us. All right, Mr. Khanna. So
adding
moving on
adding
to
to this.
yes,
Anand, sorry to interrupt you. Adding to this, it's not
no, no
only
problem.
the schedule. It is not only the scheduled carriers, but we will have a lot of non-scheduled carriers coming up. In layman's language, what we call it as charter flights. A lot of people are buying their own aircrafts. So in today's date, we've got 152 companies who have their own aircrafts, okay, which actually add up to nothing less than 400 aircrafts, okay. But by 2025, we'll have nothing less than 1,000 aircrafts which will be in the private sector. So imagine
Wow,
the
wow,
amount of ground staff and cabin crew required for these flights also, because we have VIP flights, what you call it as, okay. They also need cabin crew to serve them. So the opportunities are growing here now. Okay.
Yes, yes, I totally agree, Mr. Khanna. Yes, there was back few days back in the news that there's another airline which has started up known as Prince Air. Well, it's a charter airline which has started up. So there's a lot of requirement.
Yes.
It is going to come up in the near future.
Yes.
All
Prince
right.
Air. Okay. Let me give you a little information on Prince Air. We trained their pilots.
Oh, okay. That sounds great. That sounds
Yeah.
wonderful. All right. All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Khanna. Moving on to our the cabin crew department.
Mhm.
So, what is it? You have been a cabin crew almost half of your life. So,
Mhm.
from the beginning, as becoming a cabin crew, your experience when you entered the aircraft for the first time, when you served
Mhm.
the passengers, when you took off for the first time you landed, how was it? How was the experience?
A very different experience. I would put it like see, first of all, the cabin crew on board is not there for serving passengers. The cabin crew is basically for safety of passengers. Serving them is only a part where you keep the passenger and the cabin crew busy, right? Because and talking about our experience as cabin crew, it was awesome because I could see half of the world because of that, right? Matlab,
I agree on that.
matlab
I
like
agree.
what do we Indians think? Like कंपनी के पैसे पे ऐश कर रहे थे.
Yeah, yeah, but we put in a lot of efforts. So,
Of, of course, see, every work has a lot of efforts. As a cabin crew, it is not easy to satisfy. Like if I say, if I've got 200 passengers, it is not easy to satisfy all 200 passengers, right? You need to make sure that all the passengers go out happier from
well, there's a very nice saying in English: wearing a crown, you cannot satisfy the entire empire.
here. Exactly. So yes, somebody would be unhappy, somebody would be happy. Yes. So
Okay, so Mr. Khanna, what about the hours that a cabin crew has to cover? The flying hours. I know there are certain restrictions where we cannot exceed. We have to take proper rest.
yes. See, what happens is here we also deal with where the DGCA comes in. Okay, or if you talk about FAA or EASA, which is in Europe, okay, they are governed by rules and regulations. In India, it is the Car Section 7 Series J Part 2, okay, which deals with the flight duty time limitations. Okay, see, because flying is one which actually you are not working on ground, you are working in an artificial environment, okay, which is created like what we call it as the pressurized cabin. So yes, we are governed by certain rules where a cabin crew cannot fly more than 8 hours in domestic. Okay, in international, it is divided into long flights and long haul flights, like flights which are of 11 hours, and then there are flights which are more than 11 hours, like for 16 hours. Like if I do a direct flight from Delhi to Toronto, it's a 15 and a half hours flight. So there are certain rules which are set for them. Okay, like for pilots, if I talk about pilots, they have another set of pilots who fly with them, so they have to change the duty on board. But for cabin crew, we cannot do that because we, like for a 777, we'll have nothing less than 16 cabin crew. I cannot carry 16 more cabin crew and give the passenger seats to them. It's a loss to the company. So what happens is the cabin crew is given rest on board itself for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on their timings.
Some of the airlines they do. believe in the augmented crew.
Mm-hmm.
The augmented crew. So, what is exactly is an augmented crew? Would you like to elaborate?
Sorry, come again. Your voice is breaking.
The augmented crew. Some of the airlines, international airlines, where they fly international flights, they also
Mm-hmm.
carry augmented crew, augmented cabin crew. So, would
Mm-hmm.
you like to elaborate a little more about the augmented cabin crew? Like they are one sector, the other sector, they have to take rest. So it goes
Yeah,
like that.
sure. Okay. Augmented cabin crew is basically the additional cabin crew whom they carry. Uh, See, there are different type of cabin crew available. Most of the airlines they have a safety crew and a service crew. Safety crew who are basically sitting next to the door. Okay, but the service crew are not allowed to do safety duties. Okay, so these are additional crew who are carried along over and above the normal complement of cabin crew.
Yes, yes, just like the regional speakers.
That's right.
Like for
That's
instance,
right.
if you're flying from say London to India, speak
Hmm,
Hindi,
hmm.
there'll be an extra set of crew. If it's 747, if you talk about 747 or 380, approximately they would carry 4 to 5, depending on the
That's right.
zone areas.
Yeah.
So that's how they carry from London to India, and they serve depending on after the
Yeah.
etc. So they'll be trained if you're
Your
not
voice your
not
voice is
exactly.
breaking again. Anand, your voice is breaking again.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose there's an fluctuation.
Hmm, hmm.
Technology. Everybody's using internet. All right. So, Mr. Khanna, what about other opportunities do we have in the aviation industry other than the other departments? When we do not talk about only the cabin crew and air hostess or a flight attendant
Mhm.
department, in-flight department, and the other ground handling department and logistics department. So, what are the other departments where the students can get opportunities in the
Okay.
aviation industry?
Other than the pilot, cabin crew, ground staff, students can actually get in something called as a flight dispatcher. Okay, they can become a ramp assistant, or they can be into the operations department. These are all frontline departments. Okay, now getting into back end departments, then you've got the reservation call centers. You've got HR. You've got training departments. So there are a lot of places where they can be placed. Get A lot of people are good at marketing and sales, so they can get into marketing sales.
Yeah, there are a lot of people asking me about the flight dispatcher. So,
Hmm,
what
hmm,
what
hmm.
exactly is the role of a flight dispatcher?
Okay, a flight dispatcher is basically a person who briefs the pilot. Okay, he is the person who prepares a flight plan. He is the person who decides. See, like we've got roads to reach a place. Similarly, in the air, we've got routes which the aircraft they can fly as per the latitude and longitude. Okay, so he does the planning on what route he's gonna go and what kind of weather is supposed to be en route, uh, how much fuel is supposed to be consumed. All these things are planned by the flight dispatcher.
All right, all right, okay. So, Mr. Khanna, moving on to our a little bit of academic touch, the course that we offer here at Par University, BBA in Aviation, Hospitality, Travel, and Tourism Management. So, what is the importance of this BBA in Aviation, Hospitality, Travel, and Tourism Management?
Doing BBA in hospitality actually gives you a degree over here. Okay, which also it's not only working into the aspects of only one or two departments, but also getting into different departments. Okay, like you can get into sales marketing, you can get into the management level where you can become an airport manager, station in charge. Okay, uh, working as a supervisor. A lot of things will come up when you do all these and you get a degree as a diploma in aviation, what you call it as.
Yeah, BBA and Diploma in Aviation.
Hmm.
Right, right, Mr. Khanna. So, Mr. Khanna, if we not talk about only the aviation industry, and if we say, for instance, after completing this course of BBA in aviation and
Mhm.
hospitality, travel and tourism management,
Hmm,
or
hmm, hmm,
diploma. So,
hmm.
what other opportunities, what other fields can a student
You
get
can,
exposure to
yeah,
other than the
you
aviation
can work in
industry?
a hotel. Okay, you can work in the big travel agencies like Cox and Kings, Thomas Cook. A lot of them are there. Okay, where you can get into ticketing process like a travel agent. Okay, you can be a tour guide. A lot of people like Thomas Cook and all, they have these people who have their tours, and they have a tour guide who takes this person to certain places. Like, I have some of my colleagues, ex-colleagues, who've been working as tour guides now. So they go to one place, they take a group of people with them, and show them around for 2, 3, 5 days, whether it is domestic, whether it is international. So there are a lot of things, various things what you can do after doing a BBA in aviation.
Right, right. So, Mr. Khanna, what about the direct jobs into the aviation industry and indirect jobs into the aviation industry? What would be the future? What would be the outcome?
Future of aviation industry, it's I would say it is one of the best, as as earlier also told you, we are going to grow. Okay, the number of passengers right now is 6 million, and what we are looking at is as 10 billion. So it's going to be more than double. So if I have to handle these amount of passengers, then I require a lot of staff, a lot of manpower. Anand, you got stuck.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, yes. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's quite better.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Khanna, let me spoke about the airlines. There are coming.
Your voice is breaking. Your voice
What
is
I
breaking, Anand.
yeah, is it now?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Anand.
Yeah, is it okay now, Mr. Khanna?
Yeah, yeah. Now much better.
All right. So earlier we were speaking about the future of the airlines. There are a lot of airlines that are coming in India. There are a lot of airlines which are on their fleet here. So I heard that Indigo has already ordered 150 plus aircrafts. SpiceJet has ordered aircrafts. So with the growing aviation industry, right,
Anand,
and the
your
airlines,
voice
the
is
upcoming
breaking.
airlines, I'll do one thing. I'll join again. I'll rejoin again. Yeah, Mr. Khan, can you hear me?
Yes, Anand. Anand, your voice is still breaking very
Okay.
badly.
Is it okay now?
Better.
Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Khanna, like we were talking about the future of the aviation industry, the land that feeds India. So, has ordered 150 aircraft. This is what I that
Mhm.
Spice has ordered. So, what is going to be the
Mhm.
future of these getting competitor to all the
No, no,
others?
No, Anand. Anand, your
Be
voice is breaking again.
okay now.
Hello. No, Anand, it is not clear.
Yeah.
Hello. No, Anand, Anand, your voice is breaking.
Just a moment. All right. Yes, so I was talking about the airlines like Indigo, SpiceJet. They have ordered
Mm-hmm.
almost 100 plus aircrafts from Airbus and Boeing. Now, the future of these airlines like Jet Airways is coming back as a rivalry because Jet Airways was one of
Yes.
our very proud airline. So what do you think
Yes.
is going to be the future amongst these airlines?
See, the future is quite bright right now. See, because Indigo has ordered 52 more aircrafts. Go Air has ordered 72 more aircrafts. I think SpiceJet is also looking at different kinds of aircrafts and they're planning to bring in more. Okay. Jet Airways is going to come back. Vistara is ordered more than 70 aircrafts. Okay. So the growth is quite high. And as it is, I told you earlier also, it's not only the scheduled airline, but even the non schedules are going to come up. Okay. Charter handling. Like if you talk about US, okay, every third person in US is a pilot. They have learned flying. They have their own aircraft or they go to these
Okay.
flying clubs. Okay. So by another 7 8 years, India is going to face the same thing. We'll have a lot of people who've done their flying, whether it is hobby flying or they are doing it professionally. It is going to come up. So the future is quite good over here right now. So it's not only scheduled, but
Right,
even
right,
the
right.
non-scheduled private charters, private aircrafts are going to come up. Okay. And a lot of people are
Right.
getting into the helicopter flying also, because helicopter is one thing which can go anywhere and land anywhere. So there are a lot of helipads also going to come up. Yes, it's
Hmm.
quite good.
Okay, okay. So, Mr. Khanna, would you like to share any experience where you went out of the way to comfort a passenger, or where you got a very nice appreciation, whether it's safety, service,
No, no, it was.
two or three
I
experiences?
I have one experience which I would like to share, where we had to give CPR to one of our passengers on the way to Calcutta. Okay, and yes, that was
Oh,
one of
wow.
and that time, yes, safety was there, but it was not very strict at that time, and we were on the way to Calcutta, and I think after half an hour after takeoff, there was this passenger who was sweating profusely. He was getting pain in his chest, and suddenly he collapsed. And I still remember. I think when you were in Jet Airways, you must be knowing Mr. Connor Lobo. Okay. Uh, He was our senior at that time, and we quickly got him on the
Yes.
floor, started CPR, paged for a doctor, and luckily he revived. That was one of the best moments. I still remember the flight was diverted back to Mumbai, and we had offloaded the passenger after that. And once we came back from the Calcutta night out, we all were appreciated by the safety department on like saving a life. So that's one thing which makes me very proud. And today, if I've got into training, so I try to do the same thing where I tell the people, where you're a cabin crew, you're there to save lives. Tea, coffee, and veg, non-veg meal is secondary. Okay, it's very simple. Like if there is a passenger who's thirsty, okay, you give him water after 5 minutes, he won't die. But if a passenger who's got a heart attack, you cannot treat him after 5 minutes. You cannot say, "Okay, bhai, hold on to your heart attack, I'll come afterwards." Right? So it's like that. So yes, that's one
Yes, yes,
experience.
I agree with that.
Right? So yes, that's definitely there. And there are a lot of other.
Any experience related to the service?
Sorry,
Yes, yes. Sorry, sorry. Please continue.
no, 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 come again.
Please continue. Sorry, sorry to
Hanji.
interrupt.
No, no, it's okay. I am
No, no.
almost done.
I was asking any experience related to the service, serving of the
Ah,
meals where you ran out of
we were
the
we were
meals.
doing we were doing a daily flight, and we had a group of nothing less than 30 passengers who were going to Vaishno Devi. So they were going to Vaishno Devi, and as it is, we are always running short of non-veg meals, right? So when we were doing the candy service, so I came to know that these are 30 people who are going together and they're going to Vaishno Devi for darshan. So being smart, okay, we only served veg meal in that area. And when they said, "Oh, we want an omelette," I like, "So you're going to Vaishno Devi and you want to eat omelette and go there." So sometimes you have to think out of the box to do these things. Okay, so there are a lot of things in
Well, I guess
service.
that's what we are trained for.
Exactly. So sometimes you have to manage these things, and always when we are running short of non-vegetarian, uh, I remember once we had excess of non-veg and less of vegetarians. See, that is what happens on flight sometimes. You know, and especially during the festive season where people are fasting, they want to have fruits, or during the Ramzan season in the evening where you're serving a date on the flight for the people to open their fast who have been fasting since morning. So there are a lot of things we've done, a lot of things we've added on to make a passenger comfortable. Okay, like I remember Jet Airways initially started. We had started an ice cream service on flight. Okay, we used to get ice creams in a box with dry ice and everything, and we used to serve that on flight. So see, there are a lot of things which have we've gone through on international flights itself. Like on international flights, we've got nothing less than three services coming up, depending on the time. Right? So making that passenger happy and giving him what he wants on flight with the limited availability what we have on board. Okay? I think that is more important, and service is one thing which has to come from within. It's a passion to fly. It's not like you can train someone on it. I can train a lot of people on it, but if till you don't have your own passion
Yes,
to
I
fly,
totally
you can you can never become a good cabin or even a ground staff.
correct, correct.
Right.
Of course, Mr. Khan. I totally agree on that. I don't know whether you remember or not, but I was flying with you, and there was a
Mm-hmm.
check on our flight. It was
Mm-hmm.
back at Paramount Airways, and
Yes.
I was in the aft galley,
Mm-hmm.
and an entire cart was supposed to be offloaded in Hyderabad. We are flying from Chennai to Hyderabad and Hyderabad back, and it I did not pay proper attention, and we had an entire cart which was used, and it was a Choco Block
Mm-hmm.
flight. And I still remember how well we managed to serve all the passengers despite of running out of meals. I do
See,
remember that. That's
that
how.
is that is where we have to manage, no? That is where we have to manage as because Again, at 40,000 feet, we don't have a kitchen, right? We don't have a kitchen कि भैया तुमको ऑमलेट बना के दे देता हूँ मैं, है ना? Or sir, would you like to have some
Yes,
paneer
yes.
lababdar, right? I cannot do that. But yes, at 40,000 feet, how you manage and make sure all your passengers go, I wouldn't say happy, but yes, if 99% of your passengers go satisfied, that's more important.
True, true. I totally agree. I agree on that. So, Mr. Khanna, would you mind describing about the international layover or the first layover of yours that you encountered, your first international flight with a layover to any country that you've been to?
My first international flight was to Dubai. Okay, very excited. When you are very excited, you're going to Dubai, and you don't want, you're not sleeping on the layover. You're going out to explore. See, because these things will happen when you go for the first time. The second time, third time, you'll say, हाँ ये देखा ये किया वो किया छोड़ दो होटल में सोएंगे अभी, right? So yes, the excitement is very different because you're going to a new place. You go to see a new city, a new country. You want to explore a lot of things over there. Okay, so yes, the excitement is very high. You don't sleep on a night halt when you're going for the first time over there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Not
I
not
also
not
remember my
only
first flight.
not only international but even domestic. I remember my first night halt was in Kolkata. Okay, it was a 3 day halt over there, 2 nights, 3 days, and I didn't sleep. Going to new market, going to Bada Bazaar, going here, going there, everywhere. So that's the excitement you have initially. Yes. Okay, and when you keep on going to other places, you start even buying things for your family.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
That is altogether a different excitement to get on your first flight,
Very
fly
true.
out of that city and land in some other destination
Hmm.
where it's all new to you, and you
Hmm.
are really overwhelmed with the
Hmm.
entire scenario, right?
Hmm.
Uh, all right. So this was about the layovers and the cabin crew services, safety.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
Switching on to a little bit with the cockpit crew. Now, the
Hmm.
cockpit crew always says that we are the eyes and ears of the cockpit crew.
Yes.
Right.
Very
So
true.
there's something called as CRM, crew resource management. So what
Hmm.
exactly is that crew resource management, and why is it really important in a cabin crew's life when
See.
we are working with the aviation industry?
Okay. When we talk about CRM, it says crew resource management. It's basically using all your possible resources, your software, hardware, liveware. Okay, what kind of environment you want to create in the flight deck or in the flight itself. Okay, so and CRM, it also deals with a lot of other things like your circadian rhythm, stress, fatigue. How do you deal with all these things? Decision making qualities, leadership qualities. All these things come into CRM. Okay. Now coming to a little history of CRM, in 1970s. Okay, we had a lot of crashes which happened. A lot of crashes took place, and the worst crash in the aviation industry was the Tenerife crash. Okay, where two Boeing 747 carrying more than 635 passengers, and out of which 583 died. Okay, and this is where NASA came into the picture. They did a lot of reinvestigation on most of the crashes, and they said that most of these crashes have happened because of the human behavior. It's a human error, and that is where the CRM has come in to place, where we deal with these daily activities what we do, like getting stressed or getting tired and getting more tired. Excessive tired is called as fatigue. Okay, how do you deal with them? How do you recognize that you are fatigued? Okay, how do you cope with stress? Okay, how do you take proper decisions? Situational awareness. Okay, teamwork. All these things come in CRM. So yes, the pilots have been trained on that. Not only pilots, even the cabin crew, engineering department, ATC. All these are they undergo a class called as a CRM class.
Right, right. Yes, even I was trained on CRM, whichever airline I joined. They have to train us on CRM because it is really mandatory for us
Yes.
to have a good coordination with the cockpit crew and the other handling
Yes.
agents, right? Because
Yes.
it could lead to an incident, could lead to an accident. This is
Very
what
true.
we, as an aviation person, we have been taught on this. Uh, so, like I said, we are the eyes and the ears of the cockpit crew.
Mhm.
So how does it, if I would paraphrase the sentence, my question, how is it that we are so much in contact with the cockpit crew, being the eyes and the ears?
See, what is the job of the pilot? He is sitting in a closed cabin and flying the aircraft. Okay, he has no rear view mirror to see what is happening in the cabin, right? So what is happening in the cabin? Who will tell him? It is the cabin crew who tells him. So that is the reason we are the eyes and ears of the pilot. Okay, and don't forget when we talk about team. Okay, though the commander of the flight is leading the team. Okay, but we are all as a team member. So anything which goes wrong in the cabin, the pilots have their own procedures for that. Like for a simple example, if I have a passenger who's died on board, though as a cabin crew you cannot declare anybody dead, okay, or a passenger who's severely ill, who's got a heart attack, who's got a cardiac arrest, you tell the pilot, and the pilot will take an action and divert and land to the nearest airport and offload that passenger so he can get the treatment immediately, right? So yes, we are the eyes and ears, and we are a team which works on board. Okay, and because when we talk about team, what is the full form of team? It says together everyone achieves more, right? So
Together,
it's
everyone
together.
achieved more.
Yes, it's together. It's not individual. It's together. It's like that, right?
Right. I agree on that, sir. So, like you said, we are the eyes and ears. There's the reason that you gave. We are the eyes and ears of the cockpit crew, right?
Mhm.
How far is safety concerned when it comes to the security service and the medical drill in the life of a cabin crew in the aviation industry?
Sorry, come again.
How far is the safety, security,
Mhm.
first aid, service? Now, how does this hierarchy fall, and why is this hierarchy so important in the life of a cabin crew in the aviation
See,
industry?
service, safety, first aid is very, very important. Actually, I would put it as safety, first aid, and then service. Okay. Why? Because at 40,000 feet, uh, as I told you earlier, a passenger who's got a heart attack or who's got an asthma attack or a passenger who's got epileptic attack or something like that, you don't have ambulance coming to take him to the hospital. It's you who's going to handle it or give him the basic first aid, right? So we are there more for the safety of a passenger, right, rather than service. Like again, earlier I told you, a passenger who's thirsty, you give him water after 5 minutes, he won't die. But a passenger who's got a heart attack, you tell him, sir, you hold on the heart attack for 5 minutes, I'll come back. That's not possible. So the hierarchy is very, very important. And again, you have been a cabin crew yourself. When we have severe turbulence, we stop service, but we don't stop safety, right? We ask them to put their seatbelt on. We ask them to, sit down in their place. Don't use the washroom at this time. Safety is still on, but service can
Right.
stop, right? So
Yes,
it is
yes.
safety, first aid, and service. Service is the last, always last.
Always. It's always the
Okay.
gray area.
Yes,
Safety
exactly.
and security, we have the either black or either white. Talking
Yes,
about
exactly.
turbulence, there have been incidences where it's due to severe turbulence, people have they have fractured themselves. Yeah, I remember one of our Paramount flight, we had severe turbulence where all the planes went
Hmm.
up in the air and then down. Though it sounded a little funny, though it was a little funny scene, but we just laughed it off. But again, keeping in mind the safety as a cabin crew, it has to
Yes.
be our priority. It should be right on the top list of our priorities. Right.
Right.
All right,
Right,
Mr.
Anand.
Khanna.
Thank you
We'll
so
wait for
much.
just 5 minutes if any other questions are there from these students and other people, so we can answer their
Sure, sure,
questions.
sure.
Guys, you can post your questions and we will answer your questions, whatever questions you have in regards to the programs or in regards to the life in the aviation industry.
No questions means everybody was sleeping.
Yes, yes. No, they must have already gone in the aviation industry, I suppose, with
Exactly.
the experiences that you shared, with the information that you shared, Mr. Khan.
Right.
We are known as the most professional, glamorous industry.
It is indeed. It is indeed. We are
All right,
quite
Mr. Khanna,
professional.
I suppose there are no questions.
Right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank
Please,
you.
please. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Anand. No, that's about it. I just need to rush for another class. Okay. So thank you
No,
so
no.
much
Thank
for
you so
having
much
me
for
on
sparing your
board.
time
Thank you.
and rendering out. So it's always an honor to have you, Mr. Khanna. Thank you so
Sure.
much, and do take care of
Thank you.
yourself. And all the best. And I'll
You
see you
too.
soon, Mr. Khanna.
All the best. Sure. Thank you
Bye
so much,
bye. Take
Anand.
care.
See you. Bye bye. Take care. Bye.